Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Chatting Pitch. We are, for the first time in a very long time, in the same room.
Sorry, that was an echo on my laptop. Top. It's so good to be in the same room with you, Leslie Way.
Hey, check this out. I don't have to edit this part. My name is Leslie, and
my name is Matt.
Wow, no lag.
We're together in the same room. Maybe for the show, for the people that are used to the lag, maybe we should
edit it back in.
Maybe we should perform the lag.
Yeah, sure. Hello, my name is Leslie, and
my name is Matt. Just to ease you in if you're a regular listener. But yeah, we're together. Leslie came down for a little visit.
Yeah. And I am in the same room that Matthew usually records.
And for the first time today, because we're recording on mic, I'm going to say it's nice to see you.
Hey,
to see you, Leslie.
Yeah, to see you nice.
Yeah, that old chestnut.
Bada bing, bada boom. I watched a movie with Matthew today prior to this recording, and hey, can you tell us? Can you tell the audience what the movie was? Oh, you might also want to tell them what's going on with you.
Oh yeah, I suppose there's an irony to the title. Maybe we watched Squeak No Evil, but yes, I do have to explain. I've got a bit of an illness. That's why my voice isn't really 100% right now. That's not why Leslie's here.
No. I'm not here to be his carer, to look after him.
But
put him to Betty bye-byes.
Yeah, but I'm a bit under the weather, so no tongue.
Not before you give me my night nurse.
Oh no, that stuff.
Do you remember the advert for that?
What was the advert?
They used that song by...
Oh,
Night Nurse!
Yeah. I can't get that high at the moment.
How high can you get?
For me. Night Nurse. It would just be, what's his name? The Hi Guys from Sesame Street.
The elephant.
The
mammoth.
The mammoth thing.
I don't remember that.
Night Nurse.
Was that my character?
I can't remember. Yeah. I'm thinking Heffalump, but that's because I've got a 3-year-old and I'm watching a lot of Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, well, there you go.
But I don't use that stuff. It has a bad effect on me.
It knocks you out.
Yeah.
It's essentially a sedative for you.
Literally, I got up because I was going to be ill because of the night nurse. And then I friggin' passed out and whacked my head. And then we went to the hospital, went to A&E, accident and emergency.
Yeah. Because you hit your head.
Because I hit my head.
Yeah.
My parents were with me. And
this guy's still ill.
I was there, like, in the bed. Yeah. And the doctor was like, so have you had any feelings of drowsiness? All I remember is me going, of course I'm drowsy. I'm on night nurse. And then I just fell asleep. And eventually, by about 4 a.m, they were like, well, he hasn't died yet, so I guess you can go home now.
Keep that stuff away from him.
Yeah. So now I just use Jakeman's. The only lozenge I'll trust.
Cue the jingle. So yeah, we both watched a movie today, and the movie we're talking about is called Squeak No Evil. Now, this movie is actually a remake from an original Danish movie that came out, I think, a couple or a few years ago. And I am the only one out of the two of us who've seen the original. So I went in knowing the premise and knowing what the characters were going to be, more or less. And I believe there are differences.
Okay.
Yeah. But first of all, it's mostly English. The Danish version had a mixture of 2 different languages and English.
Okay.
So I guess that kind of gives it a little bit of an extra layer of depth, because when the couple, sorry, let's bring it back. I'll get into that. But the story.
Yeah.
Would you like to tell us what the story is?
Yeah, sure. I think it's interesting, though, that we've got our 2 perspectives, one person who's seen the original, one person who doesn't really know anything about it. But yeah, the story is there are two couples or 2 families, and they meet each other on holiday and they have a really great time. And then one family decides to invite the other to their farm in Devon, and they say, "Hey, come for a long weekend. You can stay at our place. We can, wine and dine you, whatever. Show you around, and it'll be really nice." So they go to the farm in Devon, and then at first it's just little things that a little bit of tension between the two families, because the husband does want to be there. He did want to go to Devon to stay with his family, but the wife is a bit I didn't enjoy them on holiday as much as you did.
But spending a week with them, with people we barely know,
that was it, wasn't it? I don't want to spend a weekend with people we've just met or something like that.
Yeah.
But it eventually goes from just a little bit awkward to a lot worse.
To even more awkward.
Yeah.
And then that awkwardness leads to, I guess, some very harrowing details, huh? Yeah. Without spoiling it too much. But did you enjoy it?
I did. Sorry, I got my lozenge. Just put it back in my butt.
What's it called? Jakeman's.
Jakeman's.
The only lozenge.
The only lozenge up my butt.
Oh, wow. Is that real?
You were just about to do it. Yeah, I'll
never tell.
Production sound provided by Skywalker Sound. I enjoyed it.
You enjoyed it. I enjoyed it as well.
This movie has gotten, I think you said you'd seen a lot of good reviews.
Yeah.
I had seen a lot of
mixed,
average to poor reviews for it. So
interesting.
I was delightfully surprised.
And do you think those were the kind of people who preferred the original? Or do you think...
Pretty much. I think I maybe read 2 or 3 reviews before I stopped myself, because I like to go in not knowing much about the movie.
Yeah.
And I think every review I read or listened to said it doesn't compare to the original. So I don't know. Do you feel the same way? Do you think?
I don't think it doesn't compare to the original. I think there's a very big difference, and I'll get to that in a bit. But most of it is pretty much the same in terms of certain beats in the film. Like they're both to do with a family going to visit another family, but the difference is like they speak different languages. So the only way that they can both communicate with each other is in English. So when they have their own separate conversations, they don't understand what they're saying.
Oh, that's interesting.
So that's another layer of depth in that. Whereas in this remake, everyone's speaking English.
They should have made one family just a Cockney family.
Yeah, it's like, oh god, the apples and stairs, or apples and pears,
yeah. You got the rhythm and rhyme. It just cuts to the other family. Like sweating.
I have no idea what they're saying.
I think he's going to kill us. You just keep going. You got the rhythm and rhyme.
And out of curiosity, what is a rhythm and rhyme? Do you know?
The time.
It's the time. Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know a lot of Cockney slang. I know apples and pears are the stairs.
Chicken and hen.
Pen.
Yeah.
Right.
Scooby-Doo mystery. Muscular dystrophy.
Cheers. Very good. Yeah, cheers. we clink our...
Is that true Cockney? I'll never tell you.
Those are the on the surface level the main differences. But I don't want to get into too much spoilers. I don't want to get into spoiler territory just yet.
No.
But what I'll say is, like, I think the standout in this movie was definitely James McAvoy.
I think he was given a bit more to do, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And I'd say, is it Mackenzie Davis? I've got the cast list here.
Mackenzie Davis, I believe.
Yeah, who plays the mother in the opposite family to James McAvoy. I think they would be. I don't know, because
I think Scoot McNairy was really good as well.
They all do a really good job thinking about it. I think Scoot McNairy is one of those perfect actors if you want someone who's slightly put upon.
Yeah,
maybe doesn't have much about him in terms of like presence, or because there are a lot of times. I wouldn't say it's a spoiler, but there are quite a few times in this movie where James McAvoy is a lot more imposing, a lot more authoritative, has more of a presence, and he'll get Scoot McNairy's character to do stuff that he doesn't want to do.
Yeah.
But it's just like, well, this more imposing fella's telling me to do it.
All he has to do is just put his hand on his shoulder and push him in the direction.
Yes. Yeah, that scene where he's dragging him to the place where they do the shouting.
Yeah. And he was doing that to everybody, really.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, but him especially.
But yeah, what an uncomfortable movie to watch, especially if you don't like social situations like that. So if you ever are in a predicament where you feel like you're in somebody else's home and you feel slightly uncomfortable, well, this is that times 100. This movie definitely plays on a lot of social commentary on like what it is to be courteous in other people's presence. Should you follow the rules of the house, or should you do what's right? And there's a lot of mixed messaging in that. But obviously, you're on a particular side of the family. You're not going to think, hang on, no, I think they're right. They're very questionable people through and through.
Yeah. At first, you think, okay, I just don't like them. Well, this is what I thought anyway. At first, I thought, I just don't like them because they're a bit off.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to hang out with these guys. They're so wrong. And then you think it's something else. Mm-hmm. Again, we'll talk about it in spoilers. And then it ends up being revealed. Well, it was almost, I'd seen the trailers. And if you watch the trailers, you can probably guess that, oh, okay, they're going to be like murderers or something.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's a spoiler. But the way that the characters are doing it and how they're doing it is actually a lot more of a surprise than it's not just a straight James McAvoy leads a family of killers and they invite people to Devon and murder them, and there's a lot more to it.
It's actually better if you go in not knowing anything, because if you had not seen the trailer, which apparently I haven't been exposed to it myself, but the trailer was overplayed in most places. And I remember there have been some reviews out there who said, like, I've been so excited to watch this movie because I've had the trailer rammed down my throat 100 times.
We want the Deadpool and Wolverine trailers back. We want him on our screens. We want that mass murderer instead. He talks straight into the camera.
Yeah.
He invented the fourth wall. Did you know that Ryan Reynolds invented the fourth wall?
Is this the new troll we've got?
Yeah, it's the new troll, yeah. Slightly higher pitched. He's not from New York.
Where's this one from?
Oh, I don't know. We could make him Cockney,
somewhere outside London. Or deep inside London.
It's just my voice.
Just London.
I come from a place
down under.
No, I come from there's London.
Yeah.
And then there's, not everyone agrees with this, but some people say that Essex is fake London.
Okay.
And then the place where I'm from, Aldershot, is like fake Essex. So we're like, I'm really low down the rung.
Right, okay.
I guess is my point.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that about you.
We're just a grotty, dirty little town.
Does that explain your accent then?
Mm.
Yeah.
I used to, because I work in teaching, that's why I've got the illness and the bad voice. Woe is me, 6 weeks holiday. But I get a lot of parents, I don't know if you would agree with this at all, lots of parents that would ask me, are you from Australia?
Really?
Yeah.
No, I didn't get that at all.
That's a ton
of parents. I thought you were in London.
No, a ton of parents that would just ask me, are you from Australia?
No.
I don't know if there's like a...
Where's your father from?
Hampshire twang. He's from England.
Australia,
yeah. He's from Australia. Why?
That'd make a lot of sense.
My dad's Steve Irwin. My dad is Steve Irwin's ghost.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we like the performances, we like the movie. I think it was a solid adaptation. Like I know I've only got that perspective because I've only seen the original, but I think it did a good job. They made it their own thing. I mean, obviously, it's always going to be hard to review a movie when you've already seen when it's a remake and you've seen the original not that long ago.
Okay. Was the revelation of how the family do things, let's just say that without the spoilers, like the things like that, was that the same as the...
No.
Okay.
It wasn't. But yeah, I'll talk about that in spoilers. Anyway, here's my rating. I think I'll give it a good chatting pit. I think. I think a good chatting pit. It's not a chatting pit C. It's not quite a chatting pitch. Only because I felt like a lot of it was almost like a beat for beat remake.
Okay.
Even though, and I think maybe I would have liked it more had I not seen the original.
Okay.
Because I kept thinking, oh yeah, that's the same, or that's the same.
Right.
You know, that bit's a bit different. You know,
Was it distracting in a way?
it was a little bit distracting. Not as distracting as the lady who was on her phone next to us.
Oh my
Couldn't help
days.
herself, could she?
She couldn't.
Yeah. During the most climactic
my days.
scene,
Just when things started ramping up and getting exciting, she was like,
she was like, oh, "Got to get these tickets to Butlins," or something like that. You know, I've got to get that 2-for-1 deal at bloody, I don't know, so and so hotel.
She was texting someone who
who'd seen the original.
Yeah, and she was like, I don't think Deadpool's going to be in this one at all. But he was in the original.
Right.
Instead of speaking Danish, he just went around going schmoggy dog.
that lady was the troll in the cinema. Yeah. We should have invited her around. She should have been the guest for this episode. What did you think when you ruined that ending for everybody? Going on your phone, your bloody phone. I just don't understand why you would go to the cinema and then just get your phone out. Like, it really annoys me. But I guess, you know what's interesting, though? To the ordinary person, it doesn't bother them. But to people like us, for some reason, it does bother us.
I don't know if it's just people are used to doing it themselves, maybe in their day-to-day life.
Right.
That when someone gets out in a cinema, it's not so much that they mind it, but it's just, oh, okay, it's a phone. So that's something that happens and they accept it.
Yeah.
But I think unless there's this very specific, unless you're someone who loves going to movies and that's part of your life, but there's a very specific situation where you can't have your phone off for more than an hour. I think unless you have that specific, really narrow description, just turn it off.
I know.
You don't have to be connected to everything.
What I do,
that's part of the joy of it. You go into a dark room and you go somewhere else for 2 hours.
But some people just can't help themselves. They need like mental stimulation. And when some people get bored, they start going on their phone. So she clearly was bored towards the end of it. Or maybe, we don't know, maybe she was... she got a message saying your car is about to get audited.
Yeah.
Or like,
your car's going to get audited.
I don't know.
It's going to have its tax returns checked.
Not audited, sorry. I meant towed. What do I mean?
Well, your car passed the audit, but that was a cube.
No. You know what I meant.
Yeah.
But for all we know, maybe she had something really crucial.
She just didn't leave.
Yeah.
She actually really liked the movie.
Yeah.
She'd go away.
It was probably her dad asking for the Netflix password or something.
Very specific thing you've just imagined.
Anyway, what rating would you give the movie?
I think I would give it a really solid chatting... or somewhere between a chatting pea and a chatting pie.
Oh, okay. So
probably chatting pea. Chatting pea.
Okay. Yeah. All right. What brings it down?
I think anything after a chatting pie for me has got to be exceptional.
Really good. Okay.
Now, this was really, really good. I enjoyed it a lot. I loved the slow burn. I say first half. You know which bit I mean.
Yeah.
The bit where it's just very awkward and there's a lot of I don't want to say microaggressions, but like arguments, mini arguments, and these fleeting glimpses of who this murderous family really are.
Sure.
And then when it ramps up, it does that really well, and it's not
when the movie takes a U-turn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like a metaphor. No, I know what you mean. That U-turn, I could hear you in the cinema go, and I felt the same way. Don't do it.
It's interesting that I got that reaction out of it because that's what happens in the original movie. Okay. So I knew that was going to happen, but yet, because I was sucked into the movie and I started to care for some of the characters.
Yeah.
I still was able to get that same reaction out of it. So props to the filmmakers for getting that reaction out of me.
And I think that last portion where things go a bit off the rails, it could have been over the top and silly.
Yeah.
I don't think it was. Even the ending, which again I won't spoil, but even the ending, I thought, okay, that is probably what would happen.
Okay.
You know, the bit right at the end.
Yeah.
Even though it's a horrible thing to have happened, that's probably what would happen.
Okay.
And that the family.
I want to say so much right now because Shall we just move on to spoilers then? I mean, we've both given our reviews.
We've done our ratings. So we can talk spoilers. So the bit I'm talking about is when he smashes James McAvoy's face with a brick.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Yeah. So, one thing I wanted to ask you: are you going to watch the original? Because if you are, I don't want to ruin it for you. But if you don't care, I can talk about the original.
I think I would gladly watch it if I had time, but I don't think I'm going to have time.
Okay, if you don't have time, so I can spoil it away?
Spoil it away.
Okay, so the endings are different.
Okay.
So most of the movie is exactly the same, where it starts off with a couple and... I think the daughter was also on holiday, right, at the beginning. I'm assuming so. Like, truth be told, we missed the beginning.
Preface, we forgot to say this. We did miss the first 5 minute traffic.
Yeah, we went and got hot dogs, and then, well, I got a hot dog. You got a bap in a dog.
Yeah,
I'm talking about. And then we hit massive traffic, and then we missed all the previews and
we had to get popcorn and drinks.
Yeah.
Like the popcorn took forever because they were like, "Are you sure you want to mix? Because we've only got sweet at the moment."
Yeah,
and we were like, "We have to have mixed." Like you were very insistent on this.
Yeah,
and you start quite threatening,
quite aggressive. Yeah,
quite aggressive.
I was getting prepared for the movie.
Yeah,
I knew what I was about to get into, so I need to get my method.
I'm going to sing that song that McAvoy sings.
What was it again?
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Flim, flam, flu, flam. That bit in the movie, for me, I think
your favorite bit
would be maybe not necessarily favorite bit, but it would be if someone asked me, "Okay, what is the film like?" I would show them that clip because it is intentionally, darkly funny.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of dark humor in this.
Because I think I said to you straight after the movie, my first impression of it was that it is about the awkwardness that you can get when you mingle and interact very closely with another family, and you get all these arguments about like don't parent my child, that's my child, but then when they do something that you disagree with, or you feel like, well, what I'm saying is right, so I'm allowed to ignore my own advice, and then the last portion where things go off the rails is almost like a dark parody, where it's an over-the-top version of that, where you've still got that same level of tension. I felt the same sort of tightness in my gut throughout the whole. It might have been the illness.
Yeah, you are slightly. You got some sort of.
It might have been the flagrant diarrhea, but maybe that's why she was on her phone. April's not even in the movie, and the guy in the next, he's pooed himself.
It smells a bit funny.
It smells in here, and I can't get out.
It smells a bit like a sausage and a bap in here.
But yeah, I felt the same level of tension when they were arguing about, or not even when they're like the moment where they see where they're going to sleep, and they see that the daughter's got to sleep on a mattress on the floor.
Yeah,
like there was the same anxiety there as it was like James McAvoy is going to eat my face off.
Yeah.
Which I think is quite an extraordinary thing for the movie to have done.
Yeah.
To have that same level of tension throughout the whole thing, but then make it slowly more outlandish.
Yeah. It's a real feat to be able to like carry that whole feeling of tension all the way through, and it was set like pretty early, especially when they already said they didn't feel comfortable going there in the first place.
Yeah.
And then they was like, okay, yeah, I'll do it.
I'll do it for you.
Yeah. A little bit of context there. The main couple were having marital issues. I think maybe the lady had some text messages exchanged from a third party.
Yeah.
And the husband wasn't happy about it, but I think the reason why they decided to go to this place in the first place was to kind of like break out of their shell, do something different,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
a little bit exciting.
Get out of the rut.
Yeah. And then little did they know, James McAvoy.
They're waiting outside the rut with a big hammer.
So I was going to go and talk about the original, by the way.
Okay.
So the ending's very different. So most of it's completely beat for beat the same. However, in the original, the couple don't get away.
Okay.
They actually get killed.
Oh, right.
And they get thrown off a cliff. They actually get stripped down completely naked
Okay.
and then pushed off a cliff and they
Okay.
die.
All right.
And then it's like the it's the dystopian ending.
Okay.
Whereas we got the happy Hollywood ending. And right before we watched the movie, I said, I wonder what Hollywood's going to do to this movie.
Okay.
And that was me subtly kind of hinting that, are they going to give it a Hollywood ending?
Well, I don't know if it was a true out-and-out Hollywood ending, because it does end with a close-up of the young boy, like hands covered in blood, and he's just like, he's broken.
Yeah.
He's broken now for life.
Mm-hmm. But it was more of a Hollywood ending than the...
Oh, yeah, they get away, and the rabbit is safe, Con Air style. And...
So I think what happened, like, I actually don't remember exactly all the details, but I think what happened was they take the child from the new couple, and then the cycle repeats.
Yeah.
And then I don't think a new family comes in, at least I don't remember it happening, but I just remember, it was quite harrowing, the ending of the original, where you just saw the bleak, and they had the same, the line in it where it's like, do you know why we did this to you? It's because you let us.
Okay.
Right? And that was right before they died.
Yeah.
But this one, somehow they got really gung-ho.
Yeah.
We Americans hate the British. We can take them over. Is that what? That's the message I got from it.
And then they dressed in those like those old style military uniforms, and they were like, the British are coming. The British are coming. That was a weird line to put in. I don't know if that was in the Danish original or not.
No.
They're running around with muskets.
Oh, the Danish are coming. The Danish are coming. So that was the main big difference from it. But other than that, it was more or less the same.
Yeah. Would definitely recommend.
Yeah, I'd recommend. Right. I guess that's the review portion. Do you fancy pitching your own idea?
Yeah, I don't know what we're going to pitch. I mean, the obvious is pitching our serial killer movie, but I quite like the idea of pitching. There's a bit in the movie, and obviously we've gone into spoiler territory now.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
The little boy who's been kidnapped reveals to the daughter this secret bunker that's got a ton of. It's got all the phones and briefcases and all that stuff that belongs to previous families that they had murdered.
Yeah.
Presumably they've sold all the valuable stuff on. And so it just made me think, like, could you have the same scenario where this little kid is like shaking and sweaty and he's like, I can't show you this, but I have to. Yeah. And then he opens it up and it's like 300 different DVD editions of Freddy Got Fingered or something. I don't know what else you can
The parents have been forcing me to watch this for days.
One, the director's cut isn't any different.
It's the same copy. I'm telling him it's the same copy. I thought you were going to say something completely different. I thought you were going to be like, oh, it's just like 100 different like balloon animals. And he won't stop making them in front of me.
The squeaks haunt me in my nightmares.
Turns out James McAvoy is just like a children's entertainer.
Yeah.
He's just really bad.
So actually, all of the blow up animals, they're all broken in a different way. Like there's one that's a horse, but his back legs are broken.
Get ready for this. I've got a Squeak No Evil.
Based on the high tension Danish thriller Squeak No Evil. James McAvoy at his very best.
Yeah.
See? It's a poodle pop.
And then, you know that scene where they cook the duck? It's not duck, it's mouse. It's mice, right?
Right.
It's like, oh, a little squeaky here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So he's obsessed with mice.
He's got anything that squeaks.
And he's got a bunch of slide whistles, but they don't work. So instead of like, it goes like, Yeah,
sure.
like whatever. When anyone else uses a slide whistle, it goes like perfect, and then you give the same slide whistle to James McAvoy.
He's just holding it upside down.
That's how music works, right?
He's just got it back to front. So that'll be funny. So
that would be a hilarious scene that he's trying to show off. He's trying to show how the slide whistle doesn't work for him, and the only reason it doesn't work is because he's like, here, try it. So then the person pulls it out, and then he's like, see, it doesn't work, because he pushes it back in. He's like, look, you try it. Person pulls it out again, it works perfectly, gives it back to McAvoy, look, watch, pushes it back in. And he just doesn't get that if he was the odd numbered person,
this scene could go on for 10 minutes, just the same thing happening.
See?
Okay, so I guess at the beginning of the movie, the family meet them at some sort of like, I don't know, circus convention or something.
Yeah. There's like a clown convention in town, and James McAvoy's got like a little bit of makeup because he's just finished. Yeah, but the family don't notice. Yeah, and he tells them like, I'm
the best clown in town,
and that could be like, hey, my daughter said that she'd like a balloon animal. She said that you were the best. Remember, you were the best clown in town. You said that, didn't you? And he's like,
I never said that.
Well, sometimes when I meet new people, I exaggerate. I'm actually the worst.
I sell drugs on the side. No.
When he turns away and you just hear him say, I'm actually the worst clown in town. And when he turns back around, his clown makeup is the opposite, and the smile is the opposite.
I just work at the local sweet shop or something.
Yeah. I just work at a joke shop.
He just works at a joke. That's good. And then, like in his drawer, like in the original, he's got a bunch of watches, but they're all just like those hand buzzers that you do when you go bzzz.
And then he sees one's been moved, and he's like, "Son of a gun!"
And the kid, like
with my buzzers, he did.
There's a moment in Squeak No Evil where a kid finds...
Is he just killing off other clowns?
Yes,
and taking it off.
So there's a moment where like the kid in the original movie, like they're watches, and he finds a watch and tries to show the other daughter that there's another name on there. Yeah. So every time he lifts one, it just says like Phobo the Clown. Dodo the Clown.
Your dad wasn't called Phobo the Clown, and the kid's like just nodding his head.
Yeah.
At the end, McAvoy's like, and it turns out I was Pagliacci. And then he kills him.
Just clown
chasing him around. So you got that tense bit where instead of James McAvoy banging the iron bar, banging the crowbar against the house, you can just hear his squeaky shoes.
Because he's obsessed with everything squeaky. Yeah.
Bozo, is that you in there? I gotta come in.
What other clown related things are there?
Every time he tries to bang through a door that's been blocked, he buzzes himself.
Oh, you know the bit where the wife like sprays bleach.
It's in the flower. It's in the flower. You said it was just water in there.
Yeah. Oh, good.
And instead of doing the shower, the wife is just reapplying like the clown makeup. Can you still see? Yeah, I can see. But boy, not very well.
I can see you doing a bad job at my makeup.
I can see, but boy, I didn't see that coming.
What's the name of his character?
Let me look it up.
No, in the clown. As a clown.
Well, it's called Paddy here, so that's not far off. Maddie Paddy.
Maddie Paddy the clown.
Maddie Paddy the clown. Yeah. The others not so much, like Ben.
Well, he could be Bozo the clown.
Is it? Yeah, he could be Bozo. So Scoop McNairy is Bozo the clown. Or are they all clowns? Is it a family of clowns?
Yeah, everyone's a clown. And the kid, instead of him having his tongue cut or anything, he just has one of those, those dummies you get at a pier where it's like a candy.
Oh, okay.
He's just like constantly sucking on little dummy candy.
Yeah, I can only talk once I finish it. Oh, it's so delicious.
Raspberry.
Or maybe they cut out his tongue because instead of wanting to be a clown, he wanted to be a lion tamer instead.
Or he wanted to be a ventriloquist.
Yeah. He wanted to be a ventriloquist dummy.
So they cut out his tongue so he couldn't throw his voice anymore.
Paddy the clown was like this little guy. We wanted to put an act together. This little guy, he wouldn't play a ball. He's like grabbing his hair. He wouldn't play ball. He wouldn't lie down in the suitcase.
And that bit where like they're doing the dance, they're on unicycles instead. You gotta put one foot in front of the other.
Instead of what was the song that played?
Oh, it's like
instead of rewinding that, he's just rewinding. Okay, I'm going to play it again. And they're juggling. They're juggling like pins for a bowling alley.
And then just like
juggling to the rhythm.
Like, what was it, Paddy the Clown just sitting there like seething in his clown makeup, just.
But not because he's doing it badly, but because the kid does it better than him.
Yeah, he does it really well. He's got that parent envy.
Yeah, and that bit where he can throw because he throws like a potato at him,
potato or bread or something.
So
like that,
instead, in our cut, he could throw an egg, and then the kid just catches the egg and carries on juggling, which makes him more angry. Get back here! It's just unicycling away.
Instead of guns, it's just that gun that shoots out the flag that says bang.
Yeah, but because they're all clowns and they're committed to the bit, they fall over.
Oh, yeah.
You got me!
As the family are climbing out of the house, instead of a ladder, it's just a big, like, those handkerchiefs that come out of your sleeves? Yeah, and at the end,
so you got the bit with the flat tire, right?
Yeah.
He's like, let me just get my kit. Makes the tire out of a balloon and just sticks it on there. Well, I guess I'll charge you $90 for labor. Off you go.
Can there also be a bit where like they open the car door and they're just like 100 clowns come out?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, just gonna get rid of some extra baggage here. What other clown tropes are there?
I guess you could have, instead of the bit where the guy gets the hammer in the back of his head, it's just a squeaky hammer.
Yeah. And a bit where the when the son, the kid who got kidnapped eventually kills James McAvoy's character, or Paddy the Clown in this instance.
Yeah, Paddy the Clown, yeah.
He gets that gun back with the bag, and he goes like, this one's for my father, Bozo the Clown. And then like shoots, and then it just goes bang, and he's like so committed to the bit that his brain just shuts off.
Yeah. And the kid's brain shuts off is what you mean.
The kid's brain shuts off.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Paddy's brain.
Oh,
shuts
okay.
off.
I thought you meant the end bit where they get back in the clown car.
Oh,
and he's like covered in clown makeup, staring into the
and
middle distance.
It zooms out, and he's still juggling the egg.
I love the idea of angry James McAvoy throwing the egg. The kid just smiles at him and catches it and carries on. He's just like, but still beefy McAvoy as well.
Yeah. And then as the it goes to credits, and it's just
written and directed by
Bozo the Clown. I think that's about it, really.
Oh, there's our pitch.
That's our pitch right there.
Who needs a serial killer movie?
Is there anything else you want to talk about? And keep it a short and sweet one today.
I think we're all good. Yeah,
we're all good. Yeah. Well, hey, this might not happen for a while, but it was. I'm glad to be here in front of you. I can touch your little fingies.
But melt, I don't.
Yeah, get that virus away from me. Yeah. Even though I just sat in the cinema with you for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I shared ice cream with you. Don't breathe this. Remember that guy? He was like, would it blend?
What guy?
Oh, there used to be a guy on YouTube that blends anything. And it was an advert for this blender. And he would just blend anything. And then at the end, like, he opens it up and there was just smoke coming out of it. Okay. And his catchphrase was, don't breathe this. No, remember? Okay.
Then he breathed it and he died every episode? Is that what the bit?
Yeah, they came back to life.
All thanks to that blender and Jakeman's throat lozenges. Buy them for £1 from all good supermarkets.
Chatting Pitch has been brought to you by Leslie Way and Matthew D. Smith. If you enjoyed this episode, feel free to listen to others and maybe even subscribe. You can follow us on the website, formerly known as Twitter.
Listen to us on Spotify or wherever else you listen to podcasts. Leslie and Matthew have their own side hustles as well. Feel free to check out Leslie's YouTube channel or Matthew's Medium blog. Links in the description. If you want anything else, we might have other links in the description if we think of anything interesting to add. Thank you for listening. I love you.